Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a video about community college. If you don't know me, my name's Brianna. I'm 22. I am in a community college right now. My major is biology. I've been posting a whole bunch of school content, so make sure you go check that out. Links down below. And while I'm talking, make sure you like the video. It's free and it does help my channel out. Okay, this is gonna be about, yes, community college, but also like taking a gap year. And for somebody who did both, I want to let y'all know my experience, the pros, the cons, all that. First thing I want to talk about, I have a list on my phone. First thing I want to talk about is the gap year. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be longer than a year. It's just a saying, like it's just a phrase. So if you're taking a gap year, like if you're 18 and you can't afford to go to college right after high school, or whatever the case is, maybe you don't want to go to college right after high school, you know? Don't be stressed if it's longer than a year, okay? The school will always be there. You know, it's not running from you. It will be there when you're ready to go back. You're not behind, you know. I think we all know the phrase, comparison is a thief of joy. Don't compare yourself in any aspect in your life, but especially with school and with college specifically, because it costs money to go. It costs money to go to college, and it costs a lot of money at that. So if you don't have that money at that moment, if your family don't have that money at the moment, then that's just what it is. And I feel like we shouldn't judge people for taking gap years. We shouldn't judge people for going to community college. We shouldn't judge people for not going to college at all, because we don't know their situation. And like, you never know if somebody has financial aid, if their parents are paying for their life, you know, if they're spoiled, if they're just have different benefits and different opportunities or advantages in their life that you may not have. So don't compare, okay? It's okay to take a gap year or 2 or 3 or 4 or 10. It doesn't really matter, because like I said, the school will still be there when you're ready. Now, with that being said though, once you go back to school from that gap year, do not let up. Don't get comfortable going for fall semester, then not going for winter, then not going next year. And then, you know, like if school is something you want to pursue, if a degree is something you want to pursue it. You feel me? Like, pursue it. So once you are off that gap year, keep going to school, because I just feel like your actions / your reality and your mindset are very important. Like, they are directly related to each other. So if you're going to school on and off, and I'm not talking about like if you have kids or you have financial struggles or some reason that you're not going to school, but if you're just not going to school because, I don't know, you think you don't have the time, or you're not really taking it seriously, you know, like for those type of reasons, try to fight that, because you will have the time. There's multiple ways that you can go to school, especially in 2025. Like, go online, take some online classes, do through Zoom. There's many ways that you can go to school and get your education. There's many ways that you can reach your goal. Obviously, this is if getting a degree is your goal, or a certification. Now for me, this actually goes into what I just said, that I felt like, well, a lot of people may think that I don't have the time, because I do YouTube full time. I post every week. If you're new, I post every week. I do YouTube full time. I go to work full time. I'm in school. I have my friends, I have my family, I have a relationship. Like, I'm juggling a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like, no kids though. Thank you. No kids though. But I would say from the outside looking in that it looks like I wouldn't have the time, but I have the time because I only go to school 2 days a week, Monday and Wednesday. I'm taking 2 online classes and 2 in-person classes. So don't take all your classes in person if you don't have the time to actually show up and be there. I don't have the time for that. But I can still get my credit, still get my education, still get my degree in a timely fashion by taking online classes. So make sure you take both. Basically, make sure you utilize everything that's offered to you, honestly, because I feel like that's definitely me. My job is paying for my school, first of all, because they offer that. So I'm gonna take the chance and apply. Some people at my job are telling me, like, I work at Amazon, by the way, if you're not studying things that like Amazon could benefit from, then they're not gonna pay. But I still took the chance, and they pay. And I'm doing pre-med basically, and they don't have doctors at Amazon. Like, yeah, they have like the little nurse, you feel me? But the nurse, where if you just hurt your leg, they tell you to go home, basically. But anyway, I thought by that meant I had to study like tech, like IT, or I had to study, I don't know, I really don't know. But no, I wanted to go pre-med. Basically, I want to major in biology, and so that's what I did. And I took the chance and it worked. So definitely utilize everything that you can. Take the chance. Don't be the person counting yourself out. This is your life. If that's one of your goals, to go back to school or to go to college in the first place, then by any means necessary, do that. I think this tip is pretty clear, but it's cheaper. It is cheaper to go to community college, which means it's smarter. And I'm gonna say that very loud, that it is smarter to go to community college first and then to go to a university, or to just go to community college, or to just go to a trade school. You know, like, education's education. But I will say, it never made sense to me to go to a university for 4 years. When, let's say, your tuition be crazy, it's like $20,000 a year. That's how people be having school debt until their late 50s, because they went to university for 4 years and they owe, what is that, $80,000 just off that. And we're not even including textbooks. We're not even including like your lunch meal and your lunch pass, whatever. I didn't go to university, but my sister did, so I did know, like, she had to pay for the dining food or whatever. She has to pay for her textbooks. She has to pay for her actual books, like for English classes and stuff. You have to pay for materials. If you need like the high-tech calculator, you got to pay for that. From my experience with community college, I did have to pay for textbooks. I have to pay for programs online. Sometimes they want you to do programs online. Microsoft, you got to pay for Microsoft. A lot of classes want you to use Microsoft. They don't want Google Docs. They want Microsoft Word. They don't want Google Slides. They want PowerPoint. You feel me? Like, they want the real. So, and you have to pay. So it's just like, you already have to pay for all that, and then on top you're paying for your tuition. It's just like, it doesn't, I feel like if you don't have to do that, why would you? You know what I'm saying? I do want a bachelor's degree, so I will have to do 2 years at university, but that's because I have to. But my first 2 years, I can do that at a community college and be fine. And yeah, I'm not paying for it, but the reason I'm able to do all my 2 years, I'm on my second year, by the way, do all my 2 years without having to pay is because the price isn't steep. Like, Amazon gives you not the Amazon promo, but Amazon gives you a set budget of money that you can use for school. And if I was in a university, that set budget of money would only last me one fall semester. But because I'm doing community college, I've been able to use that money throughout my whole experience. And mind you, I did summer classes, fall classes, and spring classes. I've taken all of those classes, but this year I'm gonna take winter and spring. I want to graduate before my birthday, but okay, y'all don't care about that. Another thing with community college, it's so funny because, like, I'm talking about these things and I'll be leading into my next point without even realizing. But when you go to university, it is like high school, where you go to school fall throughout maybe spring, and then you take summer off. You can take summer classes, but it's usually you take summer off and then you, like, summer break, you know, like we all know, summer break. But with community college, I definitely stacked my class. Well, this was my goal, but something happened last year to where I couldn't do it. But my goal to graduate in 1 year with an associate's degree was to do spring, summer, fall, winter, spring, summer, fall, winter. Like, you know, like, I'm not taking no breaks off. I mean, that's up to y'all. If y'all feel like y'all could handle that, I feel like I could handle it. So that's why, like, I'm gonna continue to do that until I graduate, so I can graduate early for real. Because technically I am not in my second year, but when you look at my credits, I'm in my second year, queen. Like, yeah, it's like that. So basically you can graduate earlier with community college. And the last thing I want to say for this video is that community college is for the working girls. It's for the moms, the dads. It's for the people who need a little bit more flexibility. It is not for dropouts. I just remember growing up that, like, saying that you're going to community college was like embarrassing for some reason. And I feel like I don't see that too much now, if I'm being honest. But I want to let my 18-year-olds know who are watching this, or maybe my early 20s just like me, or anyone who's thinking about going back to school or going to community college from high school. Don't be ashamed to go to community college. College is college. And honestly, when you are an adult and you realize, like, bills don't play, life doesn't stop, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just play around. You want to take the smarter routes, the less expensive routes, the routes that are going to get you the same place but smarter, basically. So yeah, if you can afford the university life and the all 4 years in the dorm and then good for you. I'm happy for you. I don't want to talk down on university girlies at all, because yeah, like, okay, you're doing your big one, you're putting in all that money, but at the end of the day, you're in college for a degree, and you can get a degree faster and cheaper with community college versus a university. So that is the real tea about community college. If you like the video, give it a like. If you like me, subscribe. Comment down below any other school content or anything else you want me to make about community college, about my life, about my job, like whatever y'all want to know, I will make that video. Bye. Love y'all.